Welcome back to Two Shit Blokes. This week we start with the NRL news coming out of the round. There'll be a wrap-up of all the games played, preview of what's ahead, give our tips and provide some multis for the NRL multi-madness. Big thanks to our sponsors, the Balloon Bar by Emily and Thermo Logica with Penny. And then, as always, a big thanks to the Bella for letting us record the lowest NRL podcast on the planet with the lowest hosts. Righto, we're going to get into it.
Let's go, mate. Can I start?
Yeah, righto.
Just want to wish my baby boy, Cruzy, happy birthday. 16 today.
Can you say baby boy at 16? Sounds creepy.
But tell you what, when they get in your bed in the morning, there's a grown man in your bed, and he cuddles his mummy. But, yeah, it's a bit weird. But anyway, get that. You don't mind when it's your daughter. You know, it feels different when he's got half a beard.
Stop.
What?
It just sounds creepy.
Yeah, it's not creepy at all.
All right.
All right, you can go.
That's it.
Do your sponsor stuff.
Happy birthday to Cruz. What did his girlfriend get him? She shower him with gifts?
I did see that she bought him a bag of goodies, but I didn't look. I don't care. Certain things I give a shit about, Jason. That's not one of them.
You didn't buy him like a, month's supply of pregnancy tests?
Plan B's. Is that what it is? Plan A to D.
Oh, that's going to be the funniest when that happens. All right, because I'm sure they're really responsible and safe.
Can we move on, please?
Yeah. Oh, God. All right, big sponsor shout out and big thanks to the Balloon Bar by Emily. Whether it's weddings, funerals, anniversaries, birthdays, or you're just stuffed up and need to say sorry, which generally is most days.
Yep.
The Balloon Bar by Emily is your one-stop shop for flowers. We'll put all the details in the descriptions. She did a delivery today, so what she's done over Easter is... What the hell was that?
Don't worry.
What she's done over Easter is she's made a box which is half flowers and half chocolates. And it looks absolutely incredible. And she dropped it off to Finesse Hair, I think it is, or that at Kellyville Plaza. And they've put it on their Instagram page. It looked amazing. And I mean amazing. So if you're looking something a bit different over Easter.
Like a hamper type thing?
Yeah, it's like a hamper, but it's like a half floral arrangement with Easter eggs. So you get the best of everything. And it looks incredible. So we're doing special deliveries on that one. Again, delivery, Sydney-wide. And, so going well. And looks fantastic. And she's getting a bit bored, which concerns me because then it'll be my problem.
Finds things for you to do.
Yeah, and I don't want that. So people give Emily something to do. Okay, and also Thermo Logica with Penny. Want an easier life? Maybe a birthday coming up or need something sorted for Mother's Day? Thermomix is the way to go. Penny runs the demo so you can see it properly before jumping in, and all her details will be in the descriptions. I made smashed taco cheeseburgers last night with the Thermomix, and they were incredible. Incredible.
Sounds amazing.
So get on board. If I can do it, anyone can. All right, let's get into the NRL news.
Segment 1, Jason.
Look, can I touch on something?
Not me.
Definitely not you. Now,
Thank you.
I've got some friends that I now go in. We do pick the margins each week.
Yep.
So we throw in money, and I haven't thrown.
You're saying friends?
Well, we went to school together, so there's kind of a bond.
Right.
So can't get rid of me. And there's Randall, there's Frud, and there's myself. Now, we all throw in money when I haven't put my money in yet because I want to see what they have to offer. So we did it last week, and as everyone knows, my form was shit hot. All right. So each week we all pick a 1 to 12, 13 plus. We get one selection for each game, 8 games, and in 3 games you can pick 2 selections. So you can throw the draw in there. You can throw 2 selections in 3 games. I was 6 out of 8. That's pretty good.
Yep.
My selections. My mate Randall, 0 from 8.
You don't.
You know how hard that is? Like, you could pick it out of a hat.
I reckon I could do it.
Yeah. You're pretty shit at it. But you could pick it out of a hat and still come out with better than 0 from 8. So, Randall, do better. Like, I'm carrying the team. And we still lost because the others, out of all of them, all they needed to do was pick the 2 I missed, and they couldn't do it. It's just disappointing.
You're not angry?
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed, and I expect better. So, fellas, do better.
All
right, we're into the NRL news. Assistant coach Ben Teo quits the Brisbane Broncos.
Who cares?
I do.
I don't.
I do.
He's an assistant coach.
Yeah, but the Broncos, do you agree that the Broncos are the biggest club in rugby league?
Yes.
Yeah. So when something happens there, it's big news, and especially with all the stuff about Madge going on about, disharmony and stuff. So now they get the assistant coach quitting. Now, there are two sides to it. Apparently, one was that Billy Slater wanted him for Origin, and the club, and they're saying not Madge, but the club said no because they've already got one of their assistants going off to be there. So they're like, well, we can't have both, or we can't have, I'm sure they've got more than two, but they said we can't lose another one. And the other one was that apparently they clashed over defensive tactics.
Yeah.
Now, if they're clashing over defensive tactics and Parramatta put 40 on you, and defensively you haven't been playing well this year, and you're
last year.
All last year, true, very true. Even though they won the grand final, was basically because Reece Walsh is a freak. Then I don't think you have much leverage when you're the defensive.
I agree. And
coach.
plus, it's in his job description, job title. He's the assistant.
Yeah.
So, you don't tell the captain of the ship how you want to run the ship. Yeah, it's up to Madge to make the decisions, and if Madge wants to go a certain way, you go a certain way. If you don't like it, you can do what Ben did, and that's
quit.
See you later.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I don't think you should be, as an assistant coach, challenging the coach. I mean, your job as an assistant is to install what the coach wants. So that's what you do.
But I also think it depends on how Madge handles advice or criticism or whatever. I know as a business owner myself, I actually encourage my blokes to tell me how they would like to do things. And at the end of the day, if it's a decision-making thing, I will make the decision. But I want them to, and 9 times out of 10 I'll go, well, you're there, you sort it out. Like, I don't care. But
yeah, I agree with that.
I think you need to be able to empower your staff to be able to come to you and say, I think we could do it better this way or that way.
Yeah.
And if Madge has shut him down and continually done that for 2 years or 18 months or whatever, then that's fair. But at the end of the day, he's an assistant.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think Madge has been around a long time. I've been listening to Ben Teo talk on other interviews and podcasts. He's a very good speaker. He talks about how Wayne Bennett's his mentor, has taught him a lot about coaching. Look, I'm sure there's two sides to the story, but I'm of the firm belief that you're an assistant. You do what the coach wants you to do. If you don't like it, you can voice it. But if their decision's final, respect it and do what you're being asked to do.
Madge has got 2 grand finals under his belt, so he knows how to win them. So
yeah, it's a bit funny, that one.
I do think that if you're in any type of management role, your job's to put the best people underneath you, and you take their advice. If you're at the top of the tree and you don't want to take advice for anyone and it's my way or the highway, then you're not going to be successful long term.
No, you're not, but I also do feel that coaches are damned if they do and damned if they don't, because the assistant won't get sacked, he will.
Yep.
So
that's why it's always his decision. But
that's right. It's got to be
you
his decision.
Feel like your input is wanted.
It's a tough one though, mate. I think that, I mean, I haven't heard of this recently where assistants are packing it in because I don't like what's happening. So it's there. I don't know. Watch your space. But, I'm sure more will come out of it in the next few weeks. Always does in rugby league. The next one, Jerome Luai out for at least 4 weeks. Luckily not the season with a knee injury.
What sort of injury? What knee injury is it?
It is a MCL sprain, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's partial tear and just a sprain. So he'll come back. They say 4 weeks. Look, some players can come back in 2-3 weeks. Depends, but it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot.
When I heard Dewey's not out, he's apparently strained his hamstring. He didn't tear it.
Mate, that hamstring. Yeah, I don't know.
I worry about that.
Yeah.
Right.
You're one line break away from having the whole thing go.
Yeah. So, and being someone who was a great athlete who's just done a hamstring, I'm 5 weeks in. I'm only just into running at the moment. I'm soft.
Softer than butter, mate.
Yeah, I've rubbed some dirt on it. But you're talking an MCL, man. Like they don't take 4 weeks is pretty quick.
Z-grade netball is tougher than you.
Well, the girl at soccer's tougher than us. She broke her arm and didn't say a word.
Mate, I think that the Tigers will struggle without him in attack. I thought he's been brilliant this year. They missed him in the last 15 minutes against South, so it was a huge loss.
I think they get their energy from him.
He seems to be an exceptional leader on that field. He really does. He talks about. I'm so impressed with how he talks and how he captains and leads that team. It's disappointing because he was in such good form, and it was such a unfortunate injury where it's a friendly fire, and luckily it's not the season. But he's tough. He'll come back. But if the Tigers are 1-5 when he comes back, that's going to be a tough season to overcome because you chase. You know what I mean? You're chasing, and
I'm very tempted to put a line through him.
I understand why. I don't. The Tigers, and we can talk about it a bit later.
Yep.
The Tigers have been hit already with injuries, so they've lost both their centres and now Luai. Now you saw what happened without their centres on Saturday. If they had May and Stafford Toa,
they win that game.
They win the game. It's simple as that. So already they've copping their fair share. So hopefully they can just hang in there and hang around. Even if they win 1 out of the 4, that'd be great because you're going in, 2 and 3, not 1 and 4.
Yep.
Or 1 and 5.
I'm good. Just on Jerome, he comes across as a happy-go-lucky, larrikin type individual, but I think he's a very serious dude. I think he sets the standards there. I think he's the main driver of that club.
Yeah, I noticed when they played the Bulldogs and they beat them last year, and him and Galvin, I guess, at the end of the game, shook hands and that. And they were asking him about it, and he goes, mate, it's me and these boys here. Everyone else I don't care about.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not saying he's a great one, but the great ones have that prick in them where they're just, I'm here to win, and I'm here to do it with the guys I'm going up with, and that's what I want to do.
I agree.
And I think that's what he brings. He was part of a Penrith dynasty with 4 grand finals. He knows what it takes and what you have to put your body through.
Well, I think Cleary's the same. I don't think he gives a shit about what anyone external or the building thinks.
He just does his job and he wins.
Yep.
And I think so. It's going to hurt, but you know what? Injuries happen, and it's next man up. And Jock Madden has got a big job ahead of him. But you know what? Tigers might surprise, and I hope they do. Do NRL players use weight loss drugs like Ozempic, and should they?
It's interesting because WADA's talking about banning it.
Why?
Because they believe that they could abuse it, so they want to ban it. This is my personal opinion, right? You got some big units running around in the NRL, right? Junior Paulo, I'm not suggesting he's taking it, but he's lost a lot of bark recently. Those big boys, it's not a huge man's game anymore, right? It's a natural athlete. You're unnaturally 105 kilos, 6'4".
I kind of suppress the appetite kind of drug that could help him just lose a few kilos.
I don't think it's sports enhancing in rugby league anyway, in relation to, can't make you stronger, can't make you faster. It can definitely get the weight off you with relation. But I just think that, you can't legislate or make rules for everything to make everything as hard as possible for athletes. You've got to let them do some stuff. So I don't have a problem with them using Ozempic or freaking whatever else there is on the table. And I just think it's an overreach by WADA. Yeah. Like, let's say there's a sport where weight comes into it, like, say, boxing or that sort of stuff, but you got to take it long term for it to get the benefits from it.
But even what it's shown, it's definitely not performance enhancing, because what it also shows is that you lose muscle.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where I think it's ridiculous. So why to say we're going to ban it for sports? It's like, well, if you're going to do it, it makes no sense unless there's a sport that you need to lose muscle for, and I don't know of any off the top of my head.
So I don't have an issue with rugby league players.
No, I don't have any at all, mate.
Especially the big front rowers that's jobs are on the line.
That's ridiculous. WADA, God, get a life.
All right,
done. That's all the NRL news. It's been a quiet week.
Yeah.
It's good. We can now talk about rugby league from the games last week, starting on Thursday night. It was the Raiders 10 losing to the Bulldogs 14 in a rainy Canberra. How'd you see the game?
Just some. I know we don't want to get too bogged down in stats. Bulldogs had a 91% completion rate, 41 from 45.
They were 23 from 24 in the first half in just torrential rain. Their handling was exceptional.
It was outstanding. The Raiders don't know what it's like to play in the dry anymore because they've played 3 straight games. They only had a 77% completion rate.
Yeah.
The Dogs missed 51 tackles.
Yeah, they weren't good defensively throughout that game. Like in the first 10 minutes, it seemed like, which was all Canberra, or for probably the first 8 minutes, they really got torn up. They were really cut up on each side of the ball and up the middle. So, they scrambled well, which that shows. But, yeah, they missed a lot.
Third week in a row, they've been smacked in the penalty count 9-3.
As in who?
The Raiders got smashed 9-3 in the penalties.
And it's the second game this year. Obviously, the Dogs. This is the Dogs' second game, and it's the second game they've won the penalty count 9-3.
Yep. Just a couple of stats on players. Our mate Lockie Galvin missed 9 tackles.
It was dreadful.
Kickout missed 9 tackles and had 2 errors.
Yeah,
terrible. Right,
it wasn't good.
Gets deeper than that, but my actual opinion of the game is that I think that the Raiders were robbed. The last 10 minutes of the game, they couldn't get a 6 again.
Yeah.
They couldn't get a penalty. They couldn't get a ruck infringement. They couldn't get anything. And, mate, they were the last 3 or 4 minutes when they were on the attack to try and win the game, the Dogs were just laying all over them. They couldn't get up and play the ball. Oh. And they got smashed with penalties. And I personally think that the better side got beat.
Yeah, I agree. I agree in this. I do agree, but I don't. Like, the Raiders apparently, the Dogs didn't commit a penalty-worthy infringement for 74 minutes.
Yes.
Because they were penalised 3 times in the first 6 minutes or 8 minutes, and then beyond that, they were not penalised again, which is utterly ridiculous to say that they were perfect for the rest of that game.
Yes.
Okay, it's not possible. I don't care who you are.
I want to grant this to you. The Raiders' discipline is shocking.
Shocking. And that's what I was going to say. I understand that the Dogs didn't do it, but all the Raiders, it's like the Raiders just wanted to fight.
Yeah, that's all they ever want to do. They want to bash everyone.
They want to be, and they wanted to be physical, but be over the top with it. They just did stupid niggle, and they were punished. But I do feel that, again, the Dogs get away with murder. Like, again against the Dragons and again against the Raiders, every call goes their way.
Yeah. But I'm if you focus on the last 10 minutes, right, which I watched because I thought, the Dogs are on the ropes here, right? They were laying all over.
Yeah, they were,
and they could not buy. So the fact that they're saying that the Raiders' discipline was so bad, their discipline was that bad. They got beat by 4 points, right? And they couldn't buy a penalty.
No,
couldn't buy anything.
It was unbelievable.
And,
it was ridiculous.
Was infuriating. I don't give a shit about the Raiders. I don't care about the Dogs. I don't give a shit who wins that game. Like just emotionally, I don't.
You want it to be fair.
But I want it to be a fair game, and it was pissing me off to see the Raiders just get lit up. That's 3 weeks in a row they got lit up for penalties, and then this game it was quite obvious that with the 6 agains and the ruck infringements and all that sort of stuff, they stopped doing it this week.
Yeah,
they weren't as full on, and that's because Two Shit Blokes podcast led from the front. But everyone, the mainstream media, whinged about it, so they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Right? But then at the detriment of the Raiders, who should have... I'm not saying they would have won the game. They could have scored on them. But, mate, it makes a hell of a lot of difference on a forced tackle on the Dogs' 40 to get a 6 again. You're really going to move it up the park.
You're going to test them. Look, I think, for me, I don't necessarily agree that the better team lost, because I think discipline is part of the game, and the Raiders just don't have any. The Dogs were given the rubber. You
can't win 50. You can't miss 51 tackles and win a football game.
No, you can if you scramble well, and this is what I'm saying. Some
you can if you get a 9-3 penalty count. And they can't buy a penalty to save their lives. So
it does help. Yes, it does. But look, I think for me in watching the game, the Dogs, their whole team is Crichton, as I see it. He is unbelievable. He's exceptional. Like he set up, I think, definitely the first try through just brilliant one-on-one play. He is their whole team. I don't understand what Galvin's role in the team is, because it's not to defend. Because Hudson Young just made him his bitch. Like he did. Hudson Young terrorised him.
Yep.
Now, Hudson Young can do that a lot of players.
Yep.
But he was terrorised.
Very good football.
Oh, mate, he was outstanding. The pass Hudson Young did to score that first try for the winger was one of the best passes I've seen in terms of under pressure, in rain. He somehow managed to get it around the defender who was tackling him at the time and pinpoint accuracy. It was a brilliant pass.
It was that good. You could, like, in real time, you didn't actually see it happen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm not saying it is, but that's like in Benji 05, the flick pass. They had to slow it down to actually everyone go, oh shit, that was a flick pass.
Yeah.
This kind of was that thing.
There was a try in the para game to the fast car.
Yeah.
The Fox scored. That was exactly the same.
Yeah.
But live, when you're watching it, you go, what the hell happened there?
It's the class that you kind of had to rewatch to see how good it was. So Hudson Young is an exceptional football player. But to miss 9 tackles from Lockie, he sits out there towards the wing and was just absolutely terrorised by him all night. I don't know what he's bringing to the team. He's not kicking. He's not playmaking. He's not... I don't understand it. And I'm waiting to see him evolve to the player that he wants to be. I thought it was Matt Burton's best game.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Which is great. And I think coming into Origin talk, I hope they start to talk about him as a 5'8", because he is in great form. And I hope the talk about him leaving the Dogs mid-year goes away, because they would really miss him. He has been outstanding this year.
Yeah, well, they'll get rid of him because they love destabilising the
They
club
do.
situation. I'll tell you what, Galvin will carve the Knights up this week.
Oh, he will, yeah.
And they'll be singing his praises.
Yeah.
And I'll be sitting here going, don't give a shit, it's the Knights. Who cares? Do it against a good side.
And that's a very good point. I still haven't seen enough from the Dogs to think they're a threat. They've got a very good... they've got very good players in that team that individually are great. Defensively, they're obviously very good. They kept the Dragons to 14 in week 1. They kept the Raiders to 10, which is very tough in Canberra. I know the conditions were there. But then defensively, they kind of scrambled well and did well. Connor Tracy was very good with his defence, saved 2 tries. So I'm not sure. I'm just not seeing a lot. If they get behind and they've got to get points, I don't know where they're going to come from.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, it was a good game, but it and putting it into a perspective, like Kickout missed 9 tackles on one side, on the other side, Preston missed 2. He'll be Origin this year.
Yeah.
Preston's in great form.
He's in great form.
Again, let's move on to the first game on Friday, which was the Roosters 4 and the Panthers 40.
I really enjoyed this game.
Yes, me too.
I love watching the Roosters get lit.
Oh, mate, they were terrible. They weren't. Would you say they were terrible? Like, I don't know. Like,
well, they had a 67% completion rate. That's pretty shit.
Okay, that's bad.
Right?
I'm just saying, like, did you
they had
think
16
they were bad?
errors to 10. Look, I liked their I thought their line speed was good.
Yeah.
I thought that, their attack sucked. But once the Panthers worked them out, it was all over.
The Panthers has hit a go switch, and it was from the 15th minute until the 27th minute. They scored 4 tries. Brian To'o scored one of the best tries I've ever seen. Individual tries.
Is that the best try? Individual try.
Individual. Unbelievable. 2 chip and chases. Billy Slater in Origin. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable try.
I will say one thing about that try. Geez, the enthusiasm and scramble from the Roosters was just non-existent.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but the bounce of the ball and the placement of it all just... The Roosters around him and went straight to him. It was brilliant.
The winger basically ran away from the ball.
I'd run away from Brian To'o.
So would I. But
mate, I know what you're saying, but you
don't score those tries with a team that scrambles well.
No, you don't. The Panthers just hit go. They're frightening this year. They are frightening.
So at the moment, last week I was saying, you got the Panthers and the Storm are the top 2 teams. There's only one top team, and it's the Panthers, and it's daylight between them and next.
We'll talk about next, who is next, but I agree that it's Panthers, and that I'm not discounting the Warriors as being as good as the Panthers at the moment, because the Warriors forward pack is the nastiest and scariest forward pack I've ever seen, and we'll talk about that shortly. But look, the Roosters' attack was inept. It absolutely was woeful.
Yep.
There was not a line break, assist, a try assist, or a try assist, or any of the key attacking stats from Walker or DCE.
Yeah.
Your 6 and 7 just didn't perform. They got issues there.
They do, but they'll play Manly this week and they'll go away for a week.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll talk about that. I don't know. I just think Manly's going to be pissed. And this will be interesting how they play. There were 5 missed tackles from Sam Walker. I know he's a smaller body, but yeah.
He's got to do better than that.
He has to do better. He's got to do better with the ball. He's got to do better in defence.
I'm just wondering whether him and DC are too similar.
They're not clicking well at the moment.
Yeah.
So they're not clicking. It's not clicking. The Roosters have some class players. The Roosters centres troubled Penrith. Toya scored a great try, but every time the ball went wide to them, they gave them a bit of grief. But they're just not there. They're not performing like that. Their forwards were just obliterated by them. It was terrible. Like, yeah.
They didn't win the play the ball. They didn't win the ruck. They lost everything in the middle, and then they just got lit up.
The back 5 for the Roosters did well. I will say, in terms of metres gained, they all got over 100
Well, they've got big wingers and big centres.
So they did well. So they're taking the ball forward, but they're not getting much out of the 6 and 7. So, and tell me, like we speak about Crichton being protected, right? He could murder someone in the middle of the field and not get a week off. Teddy should have been binned. For the first half, there was a line break. He makes a tackle, grabs the ankle, lifts it up, and they gave a penalty for putting the guy in a dangerous position, not for slowing the play the ball down.
Yeah, and didn't go in the bin because it was a professional foul.
He should have gone in the bin. And again, he gets away with it. He made a line break in that game where it was a blatant shepherd.
I'm telling you, mate, there is a mandate by the NRL that says our superstar players are not to go in the bin unless...
It had to... I'm starting to think you're right.
Yeah. So, Jaden Campbell Award went to Brian Tye.
I had to. JC, mate. It's written down.
Yeah, that was magic.
It was one of the best individual tries.
Katoa's cutout pass was close, but it wasn't as good as this.
It wasn't as good as that. What's your thoughts on Marky Mark?
He's a shadow of his former self.
He is a shadow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. He's just not playing with the I don't know whether it's a confidence, the flair.
Is he playing outside the same centre he was last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Because he looks like he's got absolutely no idea where to be in defence. He looks lost out there.
He's struggling.
By the way, the winger's the easiest place to know where you're supposed to be.
Just got to be.
Just got to be. You just got to be square to the bloke in front of you.
Don't let him get on the outside of you. You're good.
That's where the centre's got to look. They got guys coming in from everywhere.
Yeah, he that first, I think it was the first try to Jenkins. He was out of position. It was a good pass, but in first grade that should never happen. The try, it was just a quick pass from dummy half to Jenkins. Marky Mark, I think, went for the intercept, missed the ball. Yeah, try time. So
I think he's a freak of an athlete. He's just massively out of form.
Yeah, I think you killed him when you said he was going to the Dally M.
Well, I seem to have penis fingers. So.
You really fucked that for him.
Yep.
All right, so that's that game. It was a good game. Watching the Roosters get pounded was always fun.
It's always fun, yeah.
The next game, the later game on Friday, the Storm 14, Brisbane 18. It was
cracking. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, I've wrote a few notes. It was weird. Like, Storm go out 14-0, complete control. Like in the semi-final, Brisbane came back and grand final. Brisbane came back and 18 points later just took the game away from them, and the Storm just couldn't get anything going. You know, in the first half, Brisbane just had no respect for the ball. They had none. They kept dropping it. They didn't care. Poor old Moses Leo had a game to forget with his 3 errors and 4 missed tackles. He was absolutely lost.
It's worse than that. Harry Grant had 6 missed tackles and 2 penalties.
Yeah, they didn't play well.
That was more frustration.
Yeah. Joe Chan, I'm sorry, is I don't know where this form's come from. He's been in that team for a while, and he was exceptional.
Yeah, he was.
And Fa'alongo was good. Again, first half only, though. Every stat in that game favoured the Storm except for the scoreboard. So,
well, one of the things that we'll highlight again this week, Ezra Mann, 6 tackles, 2 errors, 6 missed tackles, 2 errors. You can't do that week in, week out.
He's putting his team under a lot of pressure.
I only had one note on this game, was that the discipline killed the Storm.
Yeah, it's weird saying that with a Craig Bellamy coach team, but they've had a few games like this where discipline's let them down. I thought, good on the Brisbane for showing that fight and come back.
Very, very strange for a Storm team to have 10 errors.
Yeah. Yeah, they it wasn't their best game, obviously. They didn't play
we're not
well.
skyrocketing, missed tackles, but 37 and 39 to Storm's 37, Broncos 39. It's not massive, but it's a lot for if you want to win a premiership, you've got to be averaging around 30 missed tackles a game, and they're getting high missed tackles and high errors is not the way these two teams can win the comp.
Yeah, it's pretty average. It was average. I don't know. The Storm just seemed complete control and then just fell apart. They didn't play bad. They just didn't. I think Brisbane just scored every time they wanted to score. They threw some good passes. The tries to Katoni Stagg was good. They played well. But
and this game, Walsh didn't have much to do with it. His stats were terrible.
Yeah, it was weird. But I didn't write much for this game. It just seemed to be a very average game.
Yep. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't.
It wasn't highlight reel.
Yeah, no.
All right. The first game on Saturday was the Knights 12, Warriors 38.
Did you feel sorry for the Knights?
No, not at all. No.
Oh, I did. It just seemed like men versus boys.
No, mate. I think that that's where they're at. Like the Knights started really well, but the Warriors they're just better. And
yeah, that's what I mean.
No, but I didn't feel sorry for the Knights. I mean, that's how
they
rugby
got no
league
6,
goes.
they got no 7.
Well, yeah,
and they go out and then they go against a team that would beat them every day of the week with their main players in there.
They went with them for the first 15, 20 minutes.
They can all do that.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying I don't feel sorry for them. They get stuffed.
I wrote, I didn't think the Knights were that bad. I thought the Knights played to their potential, which is all you can ask from them.
Yeah, they just fell off the pace. They lack class.
Yeah.
And Tyson Gamble is when he's in the halves, he's a backup. He's not great, but he competes and he'll give everything he's got, but he's not your star player, and he'll try.
I'll say this: you put him behind the Warriors pack, he'd be a lot better footballer than behind a beaten pack of the Knights.
Mate, I think I could play halfback behind that pack.
Well, Tanner Boyd is so.
Mate, that pack is frightening. Like their front rowers, Jackson Ford, Barnett, and Fisher Harris. There is
Aaron Clark.
Aaron Clark
is one of the most scariest human beings on the planet.
Mate, this is a team
of
just absolute, well-disciplined killers.
Yep.
Like it is. I love watching it. I really do. They've got class across the field. Their fullback, I think, is about the young kid that replaced Chance Nickel-Clockstack. I think he weighs about 33 kilos and he's about 4'2", and he plays unbelievably tough and exceptional rugby league.
Yeah,
he should be starting in any other team, but he can't get Chance out of the way.
Jackson Ford,
mate,
238 run meters. Mate, the guy's a freak.
Mate, I actually was going to give him the Jaden Campbell Award.
Well, you could. He was that good.
He goes 238 run meters, 98 post-contact meters, 2 tackle busts, 2 line breaks, a try, and 44 tackles in 80 minutes.
He needs to get swabbed. That's Paul Gallen territory, really.
It is.
In the State of Origin when he was doing whatever he was doing.
You know the crappy thing is, right? The Dragons have just signed Kulamutangi for $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Jackson Ford was at the Dragons until 2024, and he was in and out of first grade from 2019 to 2024, goes to the Warriors on a 2-year deal. I think this is his last year, and then obviously they'll look to re-sign him. Mm-hmm. And he's dead set the best forward front rower in the game right now.
Yep.
And
the Dragons let him go.
The Dragons let him go, and have just.
But it's
slightly. I know
the Dragons are very Tiger-like.
We are, yeah. Yeah, I agree. And look, every team would have a player that's happened to, right? That does happen. But it just seems ironic that they've paid $1 million for a guy and they literally had the equivalent in their junior base.
Maybe better,
mate. He's so good. Gamble and Smith, so the halves for Newcastle, missed 14 tackles between them. Gay Guy and Marju made 8 errors between them. Gay Guy missed. He was awful. I know, it wasn't good.
And the week before he was awesome.
I know. I love the guy because he's so good. He's so competitive, but he just had a bad game. Yeah, I think Barnett was really good too from someone coming back from an ACL. And I think that the Warriors will just bash you. They will literally, and week in, week out, they've done it. They run away with the game towards the end because by then you're just exhausted.
So, yeah.
You got nothing
The
left.
thing about them is they do have a lot of skill as well.
Yeah.
So their back four are just monsters that just make meters. I'd be kicking the ball to the fullback every time because he's tiny. Right? But because the other monsters just and that's the other, we talked about it last week. Their monsters get them on the front foot and their forwards just finish it off, right? So,
and Andrew Webster, hats off to him. He's an exceptional coach.
Tigers didn't want him.
Well, we only want the best, and
Benji's that, righto. Let's make me angry.
You're a dick. All right, but it does show me, right, and when Luke Brooks came into rugby league as the next Andrew Johns, he was in a Tigers team, and their forwards were never good, right?
Yep.
It's the classic case of I would have loved to have seen him behind a really good pack like this, because imagine what you could do.
Possibly.
Well, when you've got time, and that's what he gives Tanner Boyd. Like, Tanner Boyd has time behind a pack of animals that just will kill, and it shows what he's doing. I don't think Tanner Boyd is the great player that he is appearing to be. I think that it's a team, and I think it's showing it. It's going to be really interesting this week against the Tigers because Luke Metcalf's back.
Yep.
And he's coming in at 5'8", and Tanner Boyd's half, so they're letting him do that. So I think it's going to be really interesting, and I hope it continues because I just love seeing the Waratahs succeed. And I know they're playing the Tigers, and if the Tigers lose to them...
the Warriors, not the Waratahs.
I said Warriors.
We'll go back and we'll listen to the tape later.
If I'm right...
Yep. Nudie run.
I don't want to see that. Weirdo.
Anything to get it out, Chase.
Freak today. So it'll be up the wires, mate.
I'll tell you what, if I'm wrong, I'll buy beers on Saturday at the
free racing event.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about this amazing game on Saturday at 5:30 at Shark Park. Sharks 10, Dolphins 38.
Yep.
Dave, please tell me.
Effort. There wasn't any.
What effort, mate?
There wasn't any. The Sharks thought that they were just going to phone this one in from what I'm seeing.
Your team is woeful. That is a disgraceful effort at home.
Look, I'm starting to... I've got to question the coach because he can't...
Yeah.
Look, he can't beat the good sides. He can't put a team together or a game plan together to beat the top sides. And then he can't get them up for sides that he should beat. Now, there's no reason that they couldn't easily take care of the Dolphins.
Right. Absolutely.
I said it to you last week that the Dolphins are a danger team for us.
I don't believe in that danger team. I know that everyone's a danger team for the Tigers, but it's just no excuse. You're playing at home. You've had a tough game against Penrith. You showed
they look tired. Good. Did they look tired to you?
Yeah, they did, but that's the thing. It's week 3.
Yeah.
How are you tired in week 3?
But who's the Sharks leader, like a Luluai that gets them up? It's not Hines.
But surely it's got to be Adam Fanua-Blake.
Well, he's not.
Mate, this is... I'll give you the stat, right? So no Sharks forward in this game had 100 metres.
Yeah.
Last week you had one forward, which was Colquhoun. He rushed for 106... I'll use the NFL term, but he ran for 116 metres. No one else. Adam Fanua-Blake had 200 metres in round 1. And since then, he has been under 100 metres in both games. So either he's not being used properly and they're giving him too long a stint, or he's not showing the aggression he showed last year, the year before, and he's on the decline. But your forwards were embarrassing, and they have been this year.
Yep.
They're just
I'm not arguing, but I'm just saying to you, we have a coach, and I think he's probably a really nice bloke. I'm saying he's a loyal guy, but Kennedy can't catch a cold at the back.
No.
Right? You've got a halfback that has absolutely no idea what he's doing, Hines. But he is now like freaking the king in the back line. He stifles it.
We'll talk about King Gutho.
Right? He literally just looks up now and just goes, I don't know what to do. I'll just run the ball. And they're going, it's great to see, the commentators bullshit that they treat us like idiots. It's really good to see him running the ball. But you got to run a ball with purpose.
But we said this in the the All-Stars game, he ran the ball constantly, didn't pass it. And even you said, "Oh, it's good. He's running the ball. He had 180." It's like it's not his job.
No, it's not his job.
He's a playmaker.
Totally agree.
But do you think though, after what I've just said about the Warriors and their forwards and what a good halfback, what any halfback can do behind a good pack, and then you see the Sharks.
Well, you don't think the Sharks had enough opportunities to win that game?
I think the Sharks had plenty of opportunities.
So that comes down. That comes down to the half and the 5'8".
No,
and the
when I
halfback
say
and
that,
the 5'8" didn't fire.
The Sharks had opportunity. Yeah, absolutely, they were in the game. They got blown away towards the end. But the desire and that initial impact from your forwards, the run meters, the ability to go forward and give your backs time with the ball was zero. It just didn't happen. And that, so I am critical of Hines. Yes, I do think that he needs to do better with it. But behind a beaten forward pack of just pretenders.
I'm not. But we had enough ball in their 20 to win that game. And we couldn't put the points on.
Yeah, okay.
And it's not good enough, mate. Like we scored 2 tries.
Yeah.
We had plenty of ball in their 20, couldn't put the points on. And then we got to the end of the game, we got lit.
Yeah.
Because they got lazy. And there were 2 tries in the last 10 minutes. And they were, like one was after the half time, but the full-time bell went off, didn't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they went to sleep. Like, it's not good enough, mate, at
No,
all.
It's terrible.
And when is Fitzgibbon going to hold the team account and come out and go, we just need to do better and keep it all monotone and all that shit? That's not good enough, mate.
It's got to happen this year because you've got so many players off contract this year.
Mate, let them all go.
I was going to say, I think you're in
come
a rebuild.
last next week.
You're in a rebuild.
Already. We won't make the 8. There's no
Not
way.
on that. I can't say. Not on behind a forward pack of just pretenders.
So we've got a Ray Stone award.
Yeah, go.
Kafusi smashed someone. Got penalised for it. Wasn't a penalty. Ray Stone also killed a bloke. And I've got to say, I've been bagging Morgan Knowles for 2 weeks.
Like you're
mate, he was awesome.
Yeah.
He also annihilated someone, but Kafusi got my Ray Stone.
Yeah, no, I'll give mine a bit later.
And Ray got an honourable mention.
Honourable mention for being Ray Stone.
Yeah. Well, he was. I'll show you the Ray Stone tackle.
Well, also, while you're bringing that up, I thought you mentioned it earlier. The Katoa pass was one of the best passes you'll ever see in rugby league.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was. If anyone's got time for it, mate, just replay it because it's going to be everywhere. It was unbelievable.
Watch Ray kill this bloke.
He had passed the ball, but I think he's urinating blood now still.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Holy crap.
He annihilated him.
He folded him in half.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. So the Katoa pass was amazing, but Katoa missed 8 tackles, so a bit of a concern there.
8 tackles and 2 errors, so that's...
But, all right, so the next game obviously was the last game on Saturday night. Bunnies 20, Tigers 16. The first 10 minutes killed the Tigers. Errors, they allowed 2 tries. It was 12-0 before you could blink. They did well to come back. Injuries, as I said earlier, Stafford Toa and May in the centres. They went in there with Sonny Tuva and Makasini, who is going to be a great centre one day. And he learned a lot because Jack Whiten taught him a lesson. He taught him a lesson, and he would have learned from that. And I think it's good because it also would keep him a bit humble.
He got humbled.
Yeah, and Makasini's been the big, the bright, and you could see how disappointed he was. And I like that. I like that, he got lit up, but he showed fight and he kept coming. That was good. Whiten was exceptional with his defence. For me, the Tigers won every stat in that game.
Yep.
Except the scoreboard. And it was a simple case of, and I mentioned to you earlier, the Bunnies took their chances and they were fortunate as well. Like that, they put up a bomb, it gets batted back to Latrell, who runs untouched for a try, and then the last try to AJ in the corner kick, it just bounced away from every Tigers player and landed straight to AJ. Hats off to South. They took every opportunity, and that's what rugby league's about. But for me, it was a bit of class prevails. I thought that, Latrell was good, the Whiten was great, Jai Gray was exceptional. It's unfortunate because I think if the Tigers had their starting centres, that game turns out different. But you got to play what's in front of you, and you can't have a 10-minute period to start the game that they did.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Tigers had enough ball to win that game. They just didn't have the polish. And every time they got themselves in a position that last pass to score, they stuff it up. So.
Yeah. The losing Luai with the last 15 minutes, I think, obviously hurt.
And Dewey.
And Dewey. It was good to see that the Tigers actually came back, and it was good to see them really. They only, I think, South scored 3 tries. I don't think they scored 4. I think it was only 3. But
3 tries.
3 tries, 2 from kicks. So I think that's pleasing to see that they've actually shown a bit of fight. Or it might have been the first 2 tries in the 10 minutes, and then they had 2 tries in the second half that were from kicks. So they're showing a bit better fight. But my concern is that when you don't get the results, it wears you down. That you keep fighting and you're losing.
Yep.
It will wear you down. But I'm hoping that if the Tigers can just weather this storm without Luai and then have some bit of luck, they'll get the result. But it was a good game. It was an exciting game to watch, and I enjoyed it.
Me too. I thought they were good enough to win it, but they just couldn't get the chocolates.
Just class, mate. They just missed that last bit of class. But they're coming. They're coming better, which is good to see. All right, the first game on Sunday, we were there live. The Eels 30 beat the Dragons 20 in a poor game of football.
A mistake fest, that's for sure.
Well, do you want to do you and I'll do me? You talk about it. Go.
I'm not going to do any stats because they're boring. I thought Valentine's home was awful.
Yeah,
he missed 4 tackles and had 4 errors.
The big error for the fast car try.
Yeah.
That killed him. That was the game.
Atkinson missed 4 tackles. Leilua had missed 7 tackles and 2 errors. You're talking about a back rower. He was charging up a bit. He could probably.
Mate, I think he played well. He scored a great try for him. He
ran a nice angle to score that.
He worried them in attack.
I know that people raved about the performance of Moses. I don't know.
They didn't, did they?
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. No.
If you watch the
No.
Foxtel, they were saying how good he was.
He was dreadful.
Yeah. So, I don't know what these people are watching. I thought he was awful. I'll tell you who was good, and you'll agree with me with this, is when Dylan Walker comes on the park, he plays first receiver.
Yeah, he does.
And he takes over the whole football team, and they really look good with him on the field. He does a little bit of he plays a bit of first receiver and does hit-ups, but then, because he's big enough to do it, but then his instant passing. I'm a bit concerned about their hooker play with their starting hooker. I don't.
Riley Smith, yeah.
I don't rate him at all. It's slow and I know the other bloke, De Silva, came on, scored 2 tries, and he looked pretty good. He sort of sped him up a little bit.
He does have that speed. Like, he's very fast. I still think his service is not. It will get better, I guess, maybe, but it's not great at the moment. But I think he's their long-term starting hooker.
The main thing I noticed from both teams was their line speed was slow, which in the first 20 minutes the Dragons were killing them. They controlled that middle third of the field. They were killing them, and then basically class prevailed after that. They got tired. The Dragons can't play that conservative football straight up the middle for 80 minutes. They just can't do it.
Against Melbourne, they did it for 60 minutes and were in front.
Yep.
And all they do is they just run harder than the other team.
Yeah.
And when I say that, they run hard.
Yeah.
And they did it against Parra, but
Parra couldn't handle it for
20 minutes.
And then it was all over. So
which was disappointing. And this is the thing, we said it in round 1 when the Dogs beat them. You can't maintain what they do week in, week out with that intensity for the whole game. They defended so well in round 1. You can't do that for 27 rounds, without scoring points. You're going to have to score points at some point.
Yeah, that's right.
And they just struggle.
Phil Gould Award was given to the bunker for this game, for the penalty try.
That was just the
what the
dumbest.
Fuck, Jason?
I don't know. I honestly...
We were sitting there, and it was in front of us, right? So we're going, oh, well, he's going in the bin.
Yeah, he was going in.
And then the next thing, it says try on the board, and we're going, well, he didn't catch the ball. How's it a try?
Not only did he not catch it, to be a penalty try, they say it's got to be in. It's going to be a try. If the guy wasn't grabbed, it was a try for all money, and that wasn't the case. There were 3 dragons around Pezzett.
Well, the guy who pulled him back, if he didn't pull him back, he would have tackled him.
With the help of the other three that were going to crush him.
I've never seen... normally he has to catch the ball and be in the process of putting it down, and then there's an active foul play.
Apparently
right?
not.
But apparently you don't even have to catch the ball.
No, I agree with that.
Mate, I was stunned.
Yeah, it was bizarre. It was a terrible decision. And look, I don't know what effect it had on the game. Obviously, it gave them 6 points. But the thing is, and we talked about Moses, they had enough ball to put a score on.
Yep.
And it doesn't come from him. The attack doesn't come from him. His kicking game is still good, but defensively, he made some good shots, but he also got badly beaten by Moses.
And I'm not loving Pezzett either.
No, I'm not loving Pezzett. This is a team that had 20 points put on them by the Dragons a week after they beat the Broncos, and the Broncos put 32 on them. I don't think this is a very good team, and losing Hopgood is huge because he is such a big part of their.
I want to talk to you about that.
I'm here. Please talk.
Hip drop, right?
That was the worst hip drop I've seen.
Ever.
That was the worst hip drop I've seen.
The old thing was when you were standing, 2 blokes standing there, and you wanted to bring him down to the ground, you'd lose your feet and you drop your hips, right?
Yeah.
But he was was tackling. He didn't drop.
He deliberately rolled to put pressure on the knee by dropping down. He deliberately did it to stop him running, which I understand in the speed of the game. It's very difficult to make. He's not consciously doing it. He didn't deliberately do it, right? But he deliberately, the action was deliberate to stop him from running. But he didn't mean to hurt him. Like, it's not done like that. No.
It's tonight, isn't it?
He got 4 weeks.
Oh, that's fair. Well, the other bloke got the year.
So it's a big loss, mate.
I agree with that. But all I'm saying is that the hip drops now, like the old days, it was you were standing, they were all standing up and you wanted to bring the guy to the ground so you'd lose your feet.
Yeah.
You can be making a tackle, lose your feet and get on the back of their legs and not mean it. Like that wasn't, I know
the force he used. And the action he did was a classic hip drop.
Seeing it live, I didn't see it as a hip drop until afterwards.
Yeah, no,
and then it was awful.
But I thought Iongi had a very quiet game, which was unusual after the week before. He was so good the week before. It was generally a poor game. Flanagan, for me, the coach, I think he's a really poor coach because...
Oh, we're not discussing this.
Yes, we are, because he will not make changes to this team.
Well, he hasn't got anyone to change.
Yeah, he does. He's got a guy named Terrell Sloan, who's on the bench, not playing. And you got a guy, and I'm not saying Atkinson and Flano, the player Flano, they're the same player. They're both small, slow halves. They're the same person.
Atkinson was a lock at Cronulla.
Yeah.
And I think he's a lock.
Yeah.
And he's not a 5'8". He's too slow.
And that's right. They're both slow in their position. And then they've got a guy at the back, the King. And, mate, the King is dead. Like, he is terrible. There was a play.
I have to agree with you. He was shit.
Mate, with 17 minutes to go, they're attacking. They had a 13 on 12, right? So Parra had a guy in the bin, rightfully so. There's no issue with that. And they're attacking. There was a play with 17 minutes to go. They went left where Moses Sully was giving nightmares to Moses and the others. They had a 5 on 2. Now you can... There's footage of it.
I was there and you go, and he went back inside.
And Gutho dummied and went down the middle.
Yep.
And he stifles their attack and has done for years. He did it at Parramatta, which is why they got rid of him.
We've been whinging about it for years.
Mate, he was doing 2 hit-ups in a set at Parramatta, and when Gutho does a hit-up, no one's scared.
Well, I did say to you, where's Sloan? He wasn't even on the extended bench.
No, he's been named on their, the big bench, and he'll probably get cut again. They need him, and they need to put Gutho to the wing and get him out of there.
Oh, maybe they need to put Gutho back on the extended bench, mate. Because to be honest with you, he's as slow as a wet month.
Mate, and it was getting in the way. He got in the way.
He gets in the way every week.
And it's just like, mate, piss off. You are stifling their attack.
You know how we talk about early ball to the centres?
Yeah.
They never get early ball.
No.
And he runs from one side of the ruck to the other.
It's all about, it's the Gutho show, and the Gutho show is terrible.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, mate, he tries hard and that, but he had errors. He was dreadful. And the 5-on-2 was bad, but and it goes to the halves. That for the rest of the sets when they had this advantage, mate, Emre Gula got it on fifth tackle in this. So instead of going out the back, it went to Gula, who then stepped and went back up the middle. All their whole play when they're attacking the line, they're down by, I think it was down by 4, and they could have won the game. The game was there to be won. And they had the overlap, they had the one-man advantage, and all they kept doing it was turning it on the inside, to go up the middle where there were defenders.
And we were saying, man, you got to do better than this to win this game, and they just couldn't. They didn't have anything like a second gear.
No. Nothing. The speed of this team is where it's really lacking, mate. They've got to make a call on Gutho, and they've got to.
No, they won't. He won't make a call on Gutho.
Mate, this is what I'm saying. Flanagan, the coach, is the problem. He's the problem.
I don't think he's the problem, but he's the same as...
Okay, well, what is the problem then? If the coach won't make the call...
It's like Fitzgibbon. He wants to play, I'm solid with the boys and all that bullshit.
You're being biased because he took Sharks to a grand final.
He won us a grand final, yeah. So
yeah,
I won't say a bad word about it.
That was peptides and cheating. So let's keep going.
The other thing, can you give me a comparison between what you saw in Brisbane and what you saw at Parramatta Stadium, as in entertainment?
Oh, look, I think
the difference. Do a comparison between the two games in relation to spectator
the Broncos
experience.
The Broncos brought out Riley Green, who's a US sensation country singer who rocked out 3 or 4 songs, which I was like, this is
at halftime or
at halftime? At halftime.
And what did we have?
We had
Oztag and a game of football with 5-year-olds. Yeah,
and that's what they've always done. That week in, week out, Para bring out the juniors to play at halftime. That's what they do. Yeah, look, I've been at Para Stadium when they've actually had a competition to win a car, and it's at halftime, and 5 people have been selected, and they can't do that every week. I get that, so they do try.
I don't think they tried at all. That entertainment.
I agree. It's a bit of a battle.
Bullshit. And if you're paying $60 for a ticket to get in to watch
for 25,000 people there, they needed to do better.
Mate, they're getting the crowds. Yeah. They want to pack those joints out. They have to bring the entertainment. I just thought that the game day experience was poor, and considering the fact that it's better on TV, right? You see more, you get to witness more. I do love the idiots in the crowd that don't know the rules. They're awesome. I love them.
I do love live footy. I know it's better on TV because it's harder. It's a shit to get there, shit to get home. But I really enjoy it. I think it's good.
That's why you need to pump it up a bit.
Yeah, I do. And like, I don't disagree with you after seeing what the Broncos do. But back to it. That's the least of Parramatta's problems, to be honest with you.
Mate, you pack the stadium, you got more money to spend on players. Right, let's go on to this game.
Last game was it was a battle, but I gave my Ray Stone in this game, so we'll discuss it. Cows 30, Titans 16. Whenever you see a try from dummy half where the guy runs about 80 metres and scores, you know it's not a good game because defensively it's a struggle. And that's what Scott Drinkwater did. He picked up the ball, ran 80 metres and scored a great individual try.
Yeah, by the way, they were talking about him getting arseholed.
Yeah, so...
and that's not happening now.
When that happens, it shows the calibre of defence. Look, I think Jaden Campbell made a difference. He scored 2 tries. Jackson Purdue is a game-changing centre. And if they try and put him at 5'8" again, then Todd Payton should be sacked sooner than later because he is an amazing centre.
I have to agree with you that he's not a... Yeah, you're getting him to do jobs that he's not prepared, that he's not capable of doing. No. Just leave him in the centres, let him do his thing.
Brilliant.
And he's very skinny, so he's got a bit of weight to put on him, but he's only a baby.
And he's lightning quick. So the Cows have some good players in there. The Titans, their forwards are woeful. There's no will in them. There's no grunt. Tino Faisal-Mali, I'll just say Big Tino. Sorry for stuffing up his name. But until he puts in a better performance, I won't learn his name. Because he's a $1 million front rower that had 9 runs for 87 metres against the Cowboys. Like, that's just poor. He's a marquee, international, state of origin.
Is he one of these blokes that reputation?
No, because I've seen him play so well. I've seen him do it.
If you're on $1 million,
mate,
you should be the best player on the park each week.
Mate,
I'd still... I get, if you can get a Payne Haas, $1 million every day of the week.
Mate, Tino has it in him because I've seen him do it. Like
week in, week out. But has he got it in week out?
Well, 9 runs, 87 metres, and the other front rower, Mo Footawaker, 9 runs for 68 metres. They're your front rowers. They're getting just belted. Like, there's no grunt.
I honestly thought that I may have undercooked the Titans based on their preseason form, but the last 3 games have been woeful.
Oh, just really disappointing, mate.
Have they gone backwards? I would say they have.
Yeah, they have. It's disappointing. You can turn it around. And
I know the coach isn't under any pressure because it's only his first year, but I'll tell you what, he's probably got half a season next year to get it under control, or he'll be out the door.
Mate, Kenny, the fullback, he's got class written all over him. He's only a little fella, but geez, he's got some class.
Because he's brave. Kenny can tackle.
But, mate, you're not going to win a game when your forwards aren't going forward. We've said it again. This is numerous times tonight. Their forwards are woeful. You're not going to win a game. The Cows forwards, you had Tomalolo had 176 metres. Lukey had 159 metres. Neen had 132 metres. And Lodge off the bench had 102 metres.
Yeah, why do they keep playing games with Logie? Keep him up. He's on the extended bench, as in off, not playing, and then the next minute he's playing. Like that tackle he made in the second half where he knocked the ball, he hit the ball with his shoulder.
Ray Stone. It's my Ray Stone winner.
Well, he gave it to Logie.
Mate, that changed the...
It did. It changed the game. Because it was in the balance at that point, and he smashed the ball. Like,
mate, the Cows had the ball. They're attacking. The game was in the balance, and it clearly was in the balance. He levelled the shoulder as a guy was approaching the try line with such force the error, knocked the guy back. Mate, that is a hard tackle to make on a big guy, by a big guy. Mate, that's the Ray Stone right then and there.
Okay, well, I thought that was he changed the momentum then from then it was all over.
Yeah, mate.
Like
so I gave him
they ran
the
up
Ray
the
Stone.
other end of the field and scored, and then went again and again, and it was all over.
Yeah. So no, I did give him the Ray Stone.
I just don't know why they keep not having him in the side and then bringing him in.
He's playing. Obviously, he's getting the minutes and he's playing well. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm sure they got a reason for it, but their forwards went forward and they won the game. The Titans haven't. So they're going to have to look at themselves, mate, because, again, we spoke about it. You don't want to be known as a soft forward pack, and they're soft.
So is this a situation like we had with Parramatta last year where they were woeful in defence and not playing well, and then 8 weeks in they got it and away they went?
Yeah.
Is this that situation, or have we got a situation where we've just got a very bad football team? We'll find out, but that's sort of where we're at.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, mate. I don't know if the Titans can turn it around. They've got the players. I'm not sure about AJ Brimson at the moment. He's not playing like he has. I don't know if he needs a position swap or I don't know. I honestly wish I knew. This is a team that I expected better from. Bo Fermor hasn't been the player he was. They're just not performing.
No, they're not.
So anyway. All right, that's the wrap-up of the games that were. My tipping, as I said, was outstanding, 6 from 8. So, yeah.
Let's do this week, Jace.
Let's do this week, and I'll tell you all about my tips this week. Sea Eagles, we kick off tomorrow night, the Battle of DCE at Brookvale. Sea Eagles versus Roosters.
The Roosters will absolutely annihilate the Eagles.
All right. I'm going to say I agree that the Roosters will win, but I probably will have a sneaky saver on the Sea Eagles because I think they're going to be very angry with DCE, and I think they're going to really lift.
You think you're going to turn up?
I think they're going to turn up. I do. I just think they're going to turn up. There's been a lot of flack about Jake Trbojevic that we led, and I stand by it.
Still stand by it, yes.
Mate, did you see that? Like we called it out, said Jake should be dropped and that, and then a few other journos came along and said Jake should be dropped.
They're all listening to us at the moment.
I'm not saying that we look into the future, but I'm pretty sure we do. And
savants, I would call us.
And then Manly had to do they got Turbo came out and very passionately defended his brother, as you would expect.
As you would expect, yeah.
But he said he brings a lot to the team, and I just don't know what that is at the moment.
I think he brings a lot to the team, probably off the field, but on the field he's struggling. So
yeah. So anyway, that's that game. Seagulls v Roosters. We've both gone the Roosters, but don't be surprised if there's an upset. Friday night. Warriors versus the Tigers. Unfortunately, the Warriors are just too good at the moment.
I agree.
Friday night, Broncos, Dolphins.
I'll be going the Broncos.
I'm going the Dolphins.
Okay.
I just think that I'm not impressed with Brisbane at the moment, and I think the Dolphins can get the job done. Then we go again. The Dogs get an easy draw.
Yeah, they do.
They really do, don't they? Dogs Knights.
Dogs.
Yeah, can't pass it. Saturday night, it's a Panthers home game, but it's at Parramatta. They're playing the Eels.
Panthers.
By 400. Cows versus Storm. Oh, geez, talk about 400. The Storm.
Yeah, that's going to get ugly.
Yeah. Speaking of ugly, then we go to the nation capital, Raiders versus Sharks.
Raiders.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And then we finish at Seabus Stadium on Sunday night, Titans Dragons.
The Spoon Bowl.
The Spoon Bowl.
I'll be taking the Dragons, thank you.
No, I don't think it's a Spoon Bowl. I think Manly's still in there. But I'm going to go the Titans.
Okay. We've got some different ones there.
All right. So we then move on to our multi-madness. Last week, no luck on the rugby league multis. I didn't anyway.
Well, I didn't get any up either.
No, I had... I won't even go through them. I went a bit of a long shot and I didn't get one leg up, which is just typical. You had Savage, Marky Mark, and Macassini anytime. I know Macassini scored. Did Marky Mark? No, he didn't score the one try.
No.
Neither did Savage. And then you had the Titans, Cows. Oh, sorry, yeah, the Cows to win one. You sucked on that one.
I sucked every. Just
you
terrible.
Did. Terrible. What are you doing? And my multi in that same Cowboy game was pretty woeful as well. But, it was fun. All right, just quickly on some Supercoach stuff, which I won't bore too many people with. Most traded out players this week, all 5 are in my team, which means that my team's shit.
How many points did you get?
I got 1,150.
Oh, that's not.
It wasn't bad, but I just.
That's not awful.
It wasn't bad. Look, big trade outs. You need to get. Trey Mooney's obviously been suspended. Hopgood's out for the season. Both Couchmans, I'd get rid of him. And Cody Walker's got the bye, and he hasn't been performing that well at the moment. If you're talking about players, you've got to bring in Jackson Ford. He's got a break even of 7, and he's averaging 96. I still think Sam Walker. He's a hold at the moment, and we'll know more after Thursday night on how he performs against Manly. If he can't perform against Manly, then sell him. And Tanner Boyd is the player everyone seems to be bringing in. He's got a break even of 17. He's averaging 112, which is huge. But Metcalf returns. So what I mean by that is that Metcalf may take some of the attack away from Tanner Boyd. So let's see how it goes. But generally from an ACL, people will be a bit tentative. So we'll see how that plays out.
Okay. You want my multi for the week, Jason?
Please. Not really, but shoot.
And from the New Zealand Warriors West Tigers game, I've got RTS.
Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a name, but continue.
Yeah, I've got Daniel Tupu.
Yep.
To score in the Manly Roosters game.
Yep. And
I've got North Queensland Melbourne Storm. I've got Will Warbrick.
Yep.
And that's $4.15, Jason.
I like it. Okay, so my same game multi is in the Panthers game. I've gone Jenkins and McLean to score at any time, and the Para Eels to score 10 points or less. So I'm going on the thing that basically the Panthers are only allowing 1 try, maybe 2 scored. So, and after what I've seen about Parramatta, I'm not concerned. So, look, it's a bit of a risk because all it is 2 converted tries and you're in trouble, but you lose. But I just think the Panthers are defending too well. So, yeah, that's paying $7.75. And the longer multi is I've gone in the Cows Melbourne, Fa'alongo, Warbrick, and Murray Talangi in a combo to have 3 tries between them. Panthers to win by more than 15. And in the Knights Bulldogs game, I've got a double there of 2 tries combined between Jacob Preston, and Marcelo Montoya at $8.78.
Very good.
So, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
And I've got a same game in the Roosters-Manly game. Got Tom Travojevic anytime, Daniel Tupu anytime, match points over 48.5, and Sydney Roosters 13 plus at $10.50.
I like it. We'll put that out there on the gram. Okay, so our horse tips, Dave, we're pretty good.
We're going all right.
All right.
Well, you went very well.
I'm going great, and you're just doing, you're doing okay. So you had Jimmy Star and Autumn Boy. Both
Jimmy
at
Star
$2.
was a fucking awful ride.
What happened with Jimmy Star?
It was awful.
So he was both were $2.15. So Autumn Boy had a beautiful run, kicked away, won well.
Never looked like losing. Yep.
Yeah. So that was good. $2.15. So you would have won $1.50 if you put $10 on each.
Yep.
Well
Still
done.
in front.
Still in front, mate. Better than bank interest. Actually, it's not. All right, and then me, I had gold medalist at $7.50, and it won.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. So mine paid $7.50.
Orbiting around your head at the moment, Jason.
And then in the slipper, I did say betting on 2-year-olds is a risk, but I did like the fact that Sportsbet said that if you come second, we'll pay out. So I went the favourite Cheyenne with my favourite jockey, Craig Williams, and unfortunately that did not win. So that's okay, but you still finished well in front with your... So now Dave has a rant, and I don't even know what this is about.
I don't tell you my rants.
So our tips are going to come out obviously later in the week, and we're going to be at the races, so we're going to do some live crosses. It's going to be awesome.
We are.
Yeah.
Live on Insta.
On Insta, it's going to be great. We're going to actually tip our horse, and then we're going to watch it run.
And lose.
And
then not come on and talk about it
and
unless it wins.
And then it's going to be amazing.
Yep.
So go. Dave, give us your rant.
Okay. So I'm going to do my rant, and then you can discuss it.
Go.
All right. So I want to talk about something that's really starting to frustrate me, Jason. And I don't think it's the referee's fault. We're seeing these big tackles, big collisions, head snap back, and the ref makes a call, penalty, and then it goes upstairs to the bunker, right? And the bunker then makes a decision on whether it goes on report, right? Whether he needs to go in the bin, forceful to the head.
Yep.
But if it's not a penalty, right, they don't go, that's not a penalty. Yeah. Right, so if we're trusting the bunker to make a decision on whether it needs to be upgraded and further penalty for the team, which someone going in the bin, why can't we trust them to say that that's not a penalty and we move on?
What do you mean we don't trust them?
Well, at the moment you got to do a captain's challenge, right, to get them to review it to see if it's a penalty, right? Where they're reviewing it and they're seeing it. You watch this tackle here. This is the Kafusi tackle, right? Smashes him, right?
Yeah, great hit.
So his head goes back, right? It's on Stone Street.
Yep.
He complains to the ref that it's not a penalty.
Yep.
Right? So from that angle, in real time, the referee's going, there's no head impact there, right?
That's right.
So why can't the bunker turn around and say, that's not a penalty, we need to give...
No, because I think that if the bunker started getting involved in every penalty, it'd become...
I'm not saying every penalty. The game's been pulled up. Right, the referee's given a penalty to the Sharks, right, because Stone Street got smashed.
So you
right?
think that the bunker should have said, "Hey, that's not a penalty"?
Correct. Because if he hit him in the head with force, he's telling the referee to put him in the bin.
I agree. I do agree that.
I'm not saying that every tackle that the bunker should be saying, that was a penalty, that was high, whatever. Right? They're tipping to the referees anyway. Yep. Right? We know that that's happening. What I'm saying to you is that when they pull the game up, right, the game's stopped, the guy's on the ground, he got smashed, right, that goes upstairs, they look at it, it's not a penalty, it's just a good tackle, right? Surely that they should turn around and say, that's not a penalty, we should be playing on, rather than, saying nothing, right, and then they get penalised for something they shouldn't have been penalised for. The game's stopped. I just think that if we're going to use it to put blokes in the bin, we can use it to get the decision right. And I'm only talking about it when it stops.
But where do you stop then? Like, if they make a wrong decision on a knock-on or something, you don't have a captain's challenge, right? You used it earlier, it's gone.
Yeah, that's tough shit.
But this
is the game has stopped.
So you're saying if the game has stopped.
If he's penalised the bloke for annihilating him, so that's a great tackle.
It was a great tackle. Did they challenge that?
No. The Katawa's going challenge, and then the ref goes, it's over 10 seconds. It's too late. And he goes, I've been saying it for 10 seconds. And he goes, it's too late, right? So surely we need to get a system. We just want the calls to be right. And it's not consistent.
I agree that we want the calls to be right. I do. I'm not
Do you think the referee... Like, I don't have an issue with the referees with a tackle like that where the guy's head goes flying backwards, right? I don't have a problem with referees pulling it up and saying that's a penalty, right? Because but we can't have a situation where we're penalising guys for tackling too hard. And that's what that was. That was a penalty for tackling too. You know that tackle I showed you of Ray Stone? He went on a report for that.
Hitting him late. Is that what it was?
Well, that's what they said. It was late. And then you watch it in... I slow it right down in that.
Watch it in real time. It's not late. He wouldn't have got any...
You know, they just wiped it. But that's what... But what I'm saying to you is that we want to get the decisions right. If you've holded the game up, you should be able to say that was the wrong decision.
I don't disagree. I just worry where that could go and how far.
In what regard?
Well, you could knock on and then fake an injury. And then like, well, the game's stopped. Review it.
I'm talking about penalties.
I'm just saying, like, you could, it could be a rake. The ref says, no, play on, and you don't have a challenge. Well, I'll fake an injury. Stop the game.
Well, I don't think that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
That was on. This is a very. This is about tackling guys too hard, right? And I think that if they're going to review it so they can put him in the bin, they can review it to make sure the decision's getting right.
I just thought it was great that he smashed a Sharks player.
Yeah, you're just awful. Do you want me to tell a story, Jace?
Have you got a story to tell, Dave?
I have a story to tell.
All right, let's go.
People are going to think our wives are drunks.
They are.
All right. So on Friday night, my missus is out at book club. This story is more about me than what she did, right?
Cookbook club. Yeah.
Cookbook club, right? So
explain what that is.
Basically, they've got this awesome cookbook, and they all pick a recipe and they cook it.
And there's how many are there? There's about six ladies there,
yeah. Right? And they go to one house and they all bring the food,
bring copious amounts of alcohol,
wine, and get lit, right? And eat great food, and then I get the, we all get the blokes get to eat the leftovers the next day. It's awesome.
It's amazing.
So my missus has sent me a message at 10:30 at night saying I'm ready to be picked up, right? And this isn't the issue, right? So I go and get her. I'm in my jams, right? And I pull up out the front. I text her and I say I'm here, right? Expecting her and someone's drunk missus to follow, right? Anyway, I get a text saying, there's been another bottle of wine, so we're going to be a while. Come in. And I go, I'm in my PJs. She said, no, don't worry about it. No one cares. And no one does care, but
that's the last place you want to be when you're in your PJs.
Well, I'd rather be watching a movie waiting for her to call me to come and get her. But anyway, I'm sitting on the lounge. I'm talking to No Common Sense, right, Tommy? We're having a chat.
Tom, No Common Sense, yes.
Poor bloke. I was giving him a hard time about roofing him himself. But anyway, so then I'm sending Renee a message saying, can we go, right? And then she ignored me. So then I sent her all question marks. And then she ignores me again. And then I wrote Renee in capital letters, right? And then we've had a bit of a joke and I'm going, right, let's fucking go. We're out of it, right? Anyway, I'm laughing in my head because I'm thinking about this comment I've got in the back of my head that I'd never say in public to anyone, right?
Yes.
I walked out the door and I'm with Emily and Renee because I'm dropping your missus home. And I said, Renee, I can't remember how I put it.
It was like F me eyes or something like that.
I can't remember how I put it. What have I forgotten?
I don't know. It's the worst. You messed up the worst line.
It's supposed to be side-eye.
I mean, yeah, you said, I've been side-eyeing you to go. And then you, instead of saying side-eye, you said, I was giving you fuck me eyes all night. And she's like, what?
Yeah. I completely botched the saying
then
laughed for 3 days about it. Now I forgot what I'm actually saying.
Mate, you talk about this though. Like, can you imagine if we pulled the shit they did?
I'm not getting into that.
You went real quiet.
You can say
mate, I did. Like, you dropped them off. They went out again on Saturday.
Yep.
And had a bender.
Yep.
All right. And I
dropped them off. You picked them up.
I picked them up. So you got the great deal. I got that. And drive it. And I turn up. I'm parking in the taxi zone at Cockle Bay Wharf. And Em's, yep, I'm coming. I said, okay, great. And I tried to explain where I was. And some taxi driver comes banging on the window, mate, and I said, I just picked up my wife. So I'm upsetting people. 10 minutes goes. I'm like, mate, seriously. And I look at Life 360. She's still at the pub. I'm like, hey, are you coming? And she's like, oh, yeah, we're just paying the bill. I'm like, all right. And then still 10 minutes later, finally, I ring her again. I go, where are you? She goes, oh, I'm coming. I said, well, she goes, where are you? I said, just look, have you looked at Life 360? You can see where I am. I'm down the road. I'm here. I'm outside this restaurant. Okay. And then she gets in the car. And even your wife goes, oh, sorry. Her goodbyes were just forever. Mate, I've
Oh,
never
your
seen...
missus's good boys are
They're just out of control.
legendary.
Mate,
I'm not bagging your wife. She's lovely.
I call her the Lego man because on the box of the Lego is the guy, and he's that permanent goodbye. He's got the permanent hand up. That's my wife. She just can't leave. Like, she's worried that if she leaves, something's going to happen. Like, she's going to miss something.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
It's called eye fucking. Stop eye fucking me, Renee.
That's right.
And it was
Don't side-eye me.
It's supposed to be side-eye.
I've been side-eyeing you, so instead it was I've been eye fucking you.
Eye fucking me.
How is that even close to side-eye?
Listen.
How?
It was very late at night.
You were sober.
Yeah, I know, but I was tired. I've got a lot going on, Jace.
What did you say? What did she say when you said I've been eye fucking you?
She laughed her ass off and thought it was hilarious.
Did she think, oh, geez, I look good then, don't I? The guy in his PJs eye fucking me, please sign me up.
This fat heap too.
All right, that's it.
Go, eh?
That's us for the week. Plenty happening in the game at the moment. I don't think we're done talking about the refs in the bunker just yet. Well, I am. This guy whinges a lot about it. Thanks again to our sponsors, the Bloom Bar by Emily and Thermo Logica with Penny. All the details are in the description. And as always, thanks to the Bella for letting us record the worst NRL podcast on the planet. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be back next week with more footy, more takes, and definitely some more winners because we are on fire. And as always, and as we say, do better.
Do better, guys. See you later.